Hey guys, this is GameCow playing this game again, the Pokémon Trade Card game. I've not changed the deck at all. I don't really intend on changing the deck at all because I think the plan works pretty well as is. So yeah, we're gonna fight these two guys over here and see how it goes, pretty much. So Daniel is here, he's going to duel us and that's pretty awesome. He uses a sleep-based deck, I suppose, which is interesting. Personally, sleep is the weakest of the status conditions you can inflict, but even so, I guess it's still a nice thing to be able to do. And we don't really have a whole lot for starting, but I've got Kangaskhan and I have an energy, so yeah, I can at least do something, pretty much. Hopefully this Jigglypuff doesn't set up too much though, because that's going to be a pain if it does. Yes, well at least I've woken up, so I can do something. What else has he got? Because he has a lot of Pokemon. Yeah, all of these guys can inflict sleep, look at that. Yeah, Sleeping Gas, you've got freaking Spore. Takes 2 grass energy for that though, and 1 Psychic. It's a very weird sort of deck style, that, I guess. But, you know, if that's how you want to play, then I can't really fault that, to be honest. And now we've got lots of energy, so it's going to be quite easy to bring it would be easy to bring Charizard into play if I had the other cards for it, but it'll be pretty easy to bring Kangaskhan up, and from there I should be able to do some damage. That's the idea. I might just power this one with Kangaskhan, to be honest, because Kangaskhan's a pretty potent attacker if you've got heads on your side, and it looks like we do at the moment, so yay. So yeah, pretty much nothing he can have will 1 or even 2-shot me at the moment. That is a little bit annoying, however. Haunter could suck. But yeah, he's gonna take 5 hits to kill Kangaskhan with Jigglypuff, and hopefully I'll only take 2 to kill him with Comet Punch. So yeah, I guess I should put the Chansey down anyway. I was considering using Trader on it, but having said that, Trader on Charizard is probably a better bet. But yeah, we need 3 heads in probably 8 shots. Yeah, 8 shots, so yep, that's pretty good. Standard sort of damage output, 40 damage. For 4 energy, that's kind of expensive, but the fact of it can do more than that is, yeah, pretty damn awesome. So now, I basically only need 1 more energy to take it out. I'm going to try for Charizard, actually, because I do have Fire Energy in hand rather than Psychic, so I might as well just get Charmander going. There's no point trying to get Kadabra going when you've not got any more Psychic Energy, so yeah, very easy knockout. So yeah, looks like that is actually the only heads we get though, so thank God we got it on the first shot, because, you know, that would have really sucked actually. There's not much that could have said you're not getting the KO here, but yeah, that would have been pretty awful. Anyhow, more Hypnosis, more annoyingness. Execute can't attack me directly without 2 grass energy though, so it takes a lot of energy to actually do most of its stuff. And I do have a switch, so I'm gonna go out to Charmander, gonna Trader away the Abra so that I can get myself Charmeleon, and that fully sets up Charizard line, which pretty well finishes this game, I'm gonna be completely honest. At this point there's not really anything else that he could possibly do, except I'm an idiot and I attached the wrong energy, but never mind. Yeah, it just means it has to go on for 1 turn longer because I'm stupid and stuff. The only thing that's going to annoy me at this point is that Haunter, because that Haunter might dodge most of my attacks, and that really would suck, to be honest. If it doesn't get hurt by my attacks, because my attacks discard energy, it's not a good situation. However, I can get around it because Gust of Wind is a trainer and it's not affected by silly things such as Pokemon powers, so yeah. We've got double colorless, I have Charizard in hand, you know where this is going to be kicking ass because Charizard 100 damage, just take it out. And then next turn, I don't even need to use the Pokemon Flute, but next turn I can use it to bring something back, Gust of Wind away from the Haunter, and just run with it, pretty much. But I only need to do the first step, so second step even. But I don't have a Gust of Wind in hand, so you've got to computer search that up first. I suppose that does kind of make sense. So the reason there are 4 of them in this deck though is because they do synergize very well with this sort of setup. I'm gonna kill Paras, because why the hell not? Let's do 5 times the damage that it needs to KO the opponent's Pokemon, because why not? Total overkill, but it's awesome nonetheless. So yeah, he didn't really get very much started, but to be completely honest, he's not that special. So really, it's nothing, to be honest. This gym club place, though, gives you a lot of very good packs, and that is something I like to see. Have I used Pidgeot yet? I don't think I have. It does a basic 20 damage or 30 damage for free energy, but the real kick in the teeth of this one is that if you don't KO the opponent, their Pokemon goes back into their hand. So it's hit and miss. It can be broken if you support it very, very well, but it's very difficult to do that. So it's a humongous hit and miss card. It's not that great in the end. Because, I mean, if you send their Pokemon back to their hand, they can just play it down next turn, and they get all the energy back for it as well, so it's a bit lame. But still, it can be a win condition if they've only got 1 Pokemon. And it's possible to break stuff like Chanseys and that which are getting in your way, so it has some utility, but as a stage 2, it's not that good. So I don't know. Anyway, now we get to fight Murray, and this is going to be a little bit annoying because Murray is a Psychic Stall player, basically. The main thing that Psychics can do in the original setup is stall, and my god does this guy know how to stall. Basically, he has all the highest HP Pokemon possible, and he has the Alakazam line. And Alakazam, oh my god, this is not a good start. Alakazam has... Why have I still got Breeder in the deck? That's stupid, that's not useful at all. But yeah, Alakazam's damage swap, as I'm trying to get to saying, is a humongous pain in the ass, because it pretty much kills you from doing any real damage to him, and yeah, this is not a good situation for it. What I'm going to do with the energy I have, I'm going to use computer search to discard Breeder and Charmeleon, I think. Is it a good idea to get rid of Charmeleon? Not really, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to get myself Kadabra. What I'm going to hope to try and do here is I'm going to hope to use my Gust of Winds and get Alakazam, not Alakazam, but get rid of the Abras before they do too much. I mean, well, even if it comes to Alakazam, it shouldn't be that big a deal. There's no point in attacking a Snorlax because Snorlax has Psychic Resistance, and it unfortunately has the power to block out status conditions, so it's kind of the worst thing ever to be fighting. He has 2 Abra. That's not particularly great, but oh well, we'll have to live with it. Hopefully I'll be able to get some sort of damage going soon though. He doesn't tend to play that many energy, but if he does, he doesn't seem to do very much with it, so not a huge deal there. Should I? No, I'm just going to put the fire energy on. There's no point putting double colorless on this here. And Super Psy will do 20 damage through the resistance, so it's going to take a long time to KO this thing, and I'm hoping to get a Professor Oak before... You are a dick! Seriously, come on! Well, it doesn't matter in the end, because I just draw Psychic Energy anyway, but yeah, as a typical stall player, energy removals and everything there, it's standard fare, to be honest, but I am hoping that I can get Gust of Wind going soon. I'm not going to KO this Snorlax outright, because I want to be able to Gust of Wind out to the Abras, because the Abras are the biggest threat here. The only thing I'm really worried about at the moment, apart from not having another Pokemon, is that he's going to get out Scoop Up. Because Scoop Up would let him just take this Snorlax straight back into his hand. He's had no damage on it, so it's not going to affect it that way, and yeah, that was what I was afraid of. So now he just takes the Snorlax back, he puts an Abra out, which is really not good, and all of that damage I've done in the last 4 turns has been completely negated. And thankfully he doesn't get paralysis, so I have a shot to KO this Abra. I'm hoping he doesn't switch out to the next Abra and try to Parastall me, because that would really suck right now. Can't really take that sort of damage as it is. And I'm only getting energy. This is... oh, thank God for that. This is like the worst possible situation for me to be stuck in at the moment, because I really have nothing for actually getting other Pokemon out. I've got all the evolution that I need for Kadabra, but I have no Abras. I have nothing that way. But I can get rid of his other Abra before it does damage, so fantastic stuff there. That really helps. Because now he doesn't have a starting point for Alakazam, so he can't get his damage swap thing going. If I could get Charizard out here, then this game would be pretty much over. The catch is actually getting Charizard out, and I can't Professor Oak with this sort of hand. That's just not gonna happen. I'm gonna put one more... why am I saying that I'm going to put one more energy? I have put one more energy on Kadabra because I want to use Recover this turn. Just to heal off the damage, because it's a very frail Pokemon, and it's my only Pokemon right now. So it's just... look at this freaking lineup here. So much Psychic Resistance with nearly 100 HP. Look at it. It's... what am I supposed to do against this? I take 5 turns to kill everything apart from Chansey that takes 6 turns to kill. I cannot do anything in this situation right now. And I cannot afford to use Professor Oak because that'll discard my only 2 big evolutions here, and I have to have those. So really, I am completely stuck for options right now. And this is the super annoying thing about Murray, is that this is all he does. He just stalls the crap out of you. And when your deck is not giving you any cards whatsoever that are remotely useful, there's nothing you can do. It's ridiculous. Bill... do I even want to use this right now? Because no, I do, because I need to get Charizard going. Abra and another Bill, that's not exactly that useful, but maybe if I get... seriously! Come on, this is the worst possible thing ever. Like, what am I honestly supposed to do about this? It's not as if the deck is lacking options, it's just not giving me any of the options which I have. It's giving me all of the absolute worst possible cards out of my deck right now. Nothing of worth. Unfortunately, discarding that Charmeleon is not something I'd have wanted to do, but at the time it was necessary. And of course, now he just scoops up and goes out to Chansey. Fantastic! Oh god, Chansey is not what I want to see right now because it's just going to block all the damage that I would deal to it. And if it double edges, that's a one-hit kill. Retreating is useless, there's no point in doing that. I haven't got Kadabra fully charged, so I might as well just do that. But really, there is nothing I can do right now. He's not even going to attach energies to it, he's just going to stall, and that's sucky, really, to be completely honest. I guess this is the sort of disadvantage with using 21 energy and whatnot, but... yeah, 21 energy in the original game is not that high. It's as high as I would normally ever go. Chansey, that's not gonna help. Seriously. I suppose I could double colorless it. But I'm gonna keep it in hand because I want to fodder it for a trader if I get one. Which, come on, I've got 4 in deck, even if 2 of them are prized, which is seemingly possible at this point. I should still be able to draw one. Tauros, oh, that's a little bit more tempting. Having said, well, no, Chansey does a lot of damage, but then it's going to kill itself straight after. I think I'm going to put Tauros down, and I'm going to charge that up this turn. Tauros can do a reasonable amount of damage. It needs damage counters on it to do most of its damage, and Scrunch works this turn. What am I doing? Yeah, it needs a lot of damage already on the opponent. What are you supposed to do? Seriously. This is gonna be like the longest match ever, and the problem is, because of using those bills earlier. Why? Come on! The thing with using those bills earlier means that I'm gonna run out of cards first unless he plays a Professor Oak, which he probably isn't at this point. Wow. Wow. Also, my alarm is going off on my watch. That's pretty awesome. Not really, but yeah, finally a trader. That's a good start. So let's get rid of Abra. I don't have any more Kadabra, so that's kind of useless. And Charmander, hopefully set up Charizard and just wreck some shit here, because seriously, I'm getting annoyed at this now. He's just... there's like nothing I can do for it, and it's just aggravating that there really isn't any options here. I still can't get Charizard out though, because I don't have Charmeleon. So it's not as if I'm immediately able to do something here anyway, but still, getting damage off on this thing is the important option, basically. But it's not happening nearly often enough because of this, and I have 4 Gust of Wind in this deck and I've not drawn any of them yet, come on! Seriously, I've gone through 2/3 of my goddamn deck and it's... Ay, discarding both Professor Oaks because I'm not going to need them in this game at all. Look at this. There is 3 Gust of Wind in my prizes. Are you fucking serious? 3 Gust of Wind in my prizes. Well, that does mean I should be able to take a couple of cheap prizes though, because I have both my Pokemon Flutes. So let's get out one of his Abra, Gust of Wind out to the Abra. And now I can kill it off. So at least I'll be able to take a couple of prizes and hopefully keep drawing Gust of Wind here. 3 and 4. And I don't draw, of course I don't get one. That's just typical. Have I used 1 Gust of Wind already and I'm just being stupid here? That's highly possible. And I don't have any way of getting Charizard out, so... Really game, you're really doing this to me at the moment. This is pathetic. Well, I don't need this Kadabra anymore anyway, so let's just get Charmander, Ember, hopefully 2-hit KO this thing. If I can get Charmeleon, then I'll be able to slash it, and that will KO without discarding energy. But yeah, it's something I want to be able to do. Or if I don't get Charmeleon, then I'll just Ember it. And I don't get Charmeleon because of that. I should have just used a switch last turn. I'm not really thinking that well at the moment, I don't think. But oh well. Yes, I'm not thinking that well, I don't think. That's the exact way that you wanted to say that sentence. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh boy. Well, at least now I will be able to Gust of Wind out to the Abra, and I will be able to take cheap prizes at this stage. Which is the good thing, because I'm running out of cards in my deck, and that is not the situation I want to be in. I need Fire Energy, pretty much, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use Super Energy Retrieval. We will discard Psychic and switch and get all of my Fire Energy back from the discard. And that's good. So now I have fodder basically to run with here, and 30 damage is enough to KO the Abras. KOing the Abras before they do anything is the way to win this. That's one major reason why I'm using so many Gust of Wind, is just to pull out the Abras and get stuff. And there is the Charmeleon. It's a little bit late now, I need the other Gust of Wind and it doesn't exist in decks, so... yeah, about that. I guess I can basically just overpower him with Charizard though, so there's not an issue anymore. It's gonna have to wait a turn, but that's fine, there's no issue with that anymore. It's my last prize, and this pain in the ass match can finally come to a goddamn end. Seriously, this This is probably the hardest fight of the basic game, just because he stalls the crap out of you. You can combine it yourself, you can just stall the crap out of him instead, and it's, winning by deck out is usually one way of doing this, but, you know. It's much better if you can just win outright, and he didn't do any damage to me really in that game at all. He did 20 damage with 1 Amber, and that was it. So he didn't even do anything in that entire game, he just tried to stall for a victory. Which is horrible, to be honest. It's like the absolute worst way to win. It's the most annoying way to lose as well, that's the thing. Here we got a Polygraph again. That's pretty useful, we'll use that later. But I say nothing's really pretty useful at this point because of the grinding I did, but it's still a good card, so we'll try and use it later. Oh, Devolution Spray, such a wasted thing. If it didn't discard the evolution cards, then it would be a fantastic card, but it does, so it's useless, really. So yeah, he'll think of a new strategy. No, he won't really. But the last thing to do with this video is this guy. Because yes, we did get the Psychic Medal, we beat Murray, and we'll get the promotional Mewtwo card. This Mewtwo is exactly the same as the other Cyburn one which I have, it's just got a different artwork. It does mean I've got 2 of them though, so it's useful, to say the least. But next time we will be going with an entirely new deck, and because of our medal stuff, the only place we have to go now is the Fire Club. So the Fire Club is exactly where we are going to go. There is no Challenge Cup thing going on. Is the Ishihara thing going on? Because that would be pretty nice. No, it's not. So, this has been GamerCow playing the Pokemon trading card game. Sorry for the kind of ranty thing of that there, but it's sort of understandable when Murray is not actually doing anything to you. It's worse than playing a stall team in freaking the actual video games, because at least with them, you can try and set stuff up on it a bit easier, and usually it's better. I don't know, but just playing a stalled deck on here is the worst thing ever, so oh well. But yeah, join us next time when we go and take on the Fire Club, and hopefully probably just 2 parts for this as well, and then we'll be nearly ending this. So yeah, join us for that then.